Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, New Powerpuff Girls, Star vs. the Force of Evil, and Ruby. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
Today, Delaney and I are discussing the explosive Star vs. the Force of Evil mid-season finale, Bon Bon the Birthday Clown. Very fitting name for
yes,
JK. But yeah,
no.
High emotion, a lot to get into. Big episode of Star. Our last one for a while. Very much emotions, very sad. We're very hyped to talk about it. And spoilers, of course, for this episode and all of Star. We talk about Star every week. It's new here on the Overly Animated Podcast. You can check us out at overlyanimated.com. Or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, or your favorite catcher, including Stitcher, Google Play Music. Okay, Delaney, let's get into it. Reactions to Bon Bon the Birthday Clown.
My heart hurts.
Aww.
My poor child Star.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hold her. I just feel. Also, I think we talked about this, I think, oh my god, forever ago, when the wand first started messing up, and she would have, green when she was, having, negative emotions.
Yeah, it's been a while since they referenced that, but yeah.
So that seems to be a thing. Directly tied, I think, mainly to her feelings about Marco. So it might not just be negative feelings. It could be, negative feelings, that involve Marco.
Yeah.
I'm just hurt. Jana was one A+ in this episode also. I'm glad she was there. I'm actually, a little sad that Glossaric is now in the hands of... Are
you?
I mean, Grant, I'm kind of excited to see what kind of nonsense Glossaric does. What kind of, shenanigans will Glossaric get up to?
Yeah.
Will Glossaric just, make Ludo's life just terrible?
Yeah, that would be fun.
I'm fine with that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm just sad. Also, I was, actually, she's gonna get sucked into that thing. I thought they were gonna do that.
Yeah, they might have done that. Do, a Voltron end of season 1 type thing and separate them somewhere, yeah.
So it was a really good episode. I thought it was I thought it was wonderful. Beautifully animated. It was really good. I'm just sad. Much feels. My poor child. I'm really glad they ended up not actually doing the dance. Thank you.
Yeah. For an episode about a dance, there's 1 minute
Minimal
of the dance. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is really a really incredible episode. I think you could call this the best episode of Star.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm ready to pronounce it over Blood Moon, Mr. Candle, but I think it might be.
I'm ready. I do think this is better than the Blood Moon Ball.
That'd be my number one. That'd be the.
I think they referenced the Blood Moon Ball in this episode.
Yes, definitely. The moon didn't seemingly have any plot function. It's more of just a signal of the Starco, I think.
Yes.
But maybe there is a plot function.
I think we can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about
it.
Yeah, this episode is there's a lot of typical kind of teen romance plot stuff happening here, and I think this is one of the best examples of a TV show doing it well. I think that the post writing, this is kind of just perfection here. I think this is potentially the best executed episode of animation of this year. Steven Universe episodes are always perfect, but just everything was very meticulously handled by director Giancarlo Volpe in this episode, and it was just all really incredible. And the writing was also good, but it's a lot of basic stuff, and just seeing it executed so well was just really, we can go scene by scene through it. I really love all of it.
There's just nothing that's out of place.
It's all really meticulously done, yeah. Even the fight scenes, which are nonsensical, I felt like this is one of our best Star fight scenes at the end.
Oh, I think so. And it's definitely probably one of the most interesting ones because, we have so many players.
Yeah. The tugging Star back at the end was very emotional. This is the best episode for music in Star. We actually had a real song at some point during this. I'm not sure what the situation was with that. But, just really incredible episode. We'll talk. I think I'll lead with what this means for Starco, but just as a big fan of the Star and Marco, I was very happy with this episode. So let's get into that first, because we're recording this even before the episode airs because it goes up on the Disney app early, and already a lot of angst in the Star fandom over this episode and what it means for Starco. And I think people are lacking perspective on this because I guess this fandom's just very young, but I think that's the thing
too.
Yeah.
It's like we have different perspectives. We survived, like Makora,
Yeah.
and I feel like that gives you. And also, when you're older and you're like watching shows like this, you're like, eh.
People are very much in the moment with it, which is good, which is cool. I mean, that's what it in the right now at this point where we just ended the episode. This is not good for Starco, I guess, but I think this is very much a Starco episode. Like, this is maybe the biggest Starco episode of the show.
Well, the thing is, this is actual confirmation of like we've had moments, you know, we're like Star likes Marco, but like this is like the episode, like confirms Star likes Marco, Shirley cares about him, and now she's like, and we're dealing with this jealousy and like these kind of negative feelings about it in like a much more constructive way than like typically is done. And also, like, we don't have this, like, I don't hate Jackie. I think she's fine. like, this is great. Like, this isn't one of those, like, they're with her, this character's terrible. Like, no, like, this is just, like, quality stuff.
Yeah. So I think the main point to keep in mind here is that, like, what is the main, like, thing in this episode? Like, what is the number one thing? And I think that is Star dealing with her feelings for Marco. That's, like, the primary point of the episode. Like,
she won't stop looking at the photo. Even Jana's like, chill.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. I mean, yes, Marco and Jackie going on their date is also a big thing, but that's more of like background dressing for Star's feelings.
It's the framework for her to deal with this.
Yes, and I'm not saying that Jackie and Marco is kind of like irrelevant, but it's very much like a short-term thing for the show. Like, clearly, like, part of getting into like two characters and their potential romance is dealing with this type of angst thing. And this is a Starco episode because Star's angst is a major part of Starco.
This is like literally like the episode of Bones where Bones is like confessing to Booth in the car that she's like, I'm in love with you, Booth, and he's like, I'm dating Hannah too late. And you're like, oh, crying, sad. Like, I sobbed watching that episode. But there's like 2 seasons after, there's like a bajillion seasons after that, y'all. Like, we're just starting. Like, this is the beginning.
I'm sure there's a lot of crossover between Star and Bones fans. Yeah,
there's a lot.
I'm sure people get that reference.
Sydney asks.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sydney asks.
Sure people,
you're like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Delaney.
This is, how about a more relevant to the age group reference? This is the Ned's Declassified, like, plot when...
No, it's not even relevant to this age group, Dylan. They didn't watch it.
Okay, well, not the kids, but this type of age show, you know, like a middle school show. But this is like the Ned Moe's angst in the middle with, I don't even remember that other girl that came in, right? And stuff like that. And
I don't remember anything watching that show.
Yeah, and like, Ned, come on, Ned and Moe's all the way, man.
Well, yeah, but like, I just liked Moe's. I didn't really like Ned that much.
Wow. Let's not even get into that, but let's not even go there.
Ned Moe's discourse.
Wow. But yeah, no, this is just how these things work. Like, this is a really classic example of this type of jealous, like, feelings for someone else, develop feelings for them
really
type
well,
plotline.
which is like the best part.
I actually think it's really interesting because the show is kind of focused in on this season, and I think at this point, this is one of the best examples of this type of plotline I've seen, like, ever.
Well, it's like, one, like, we're doing it, and it's not like this, oh my god, I hate her. Like, it's not like this petty girl fight stuff, which is, like, so irritating and, like, really demeaning and inaccurate.
Yeah, Star likes Jackie, yeah.
And, like, this is fine, like, finally, like, it's healthy. Like, this is good stuff. Because, you know, normally you're like, and even as, like, an audience member, like, you're like, I don't even, like, you're, like, you'll watch it, and you'll be like, I don't even like this girl. Like, this is stupid. Like, why? Like, it's so pointless. This doesn't feel pointless. Like, Marco actually likes Jackie. The audience likes Jackie because she's great.
Yeah.
And it's just, finally, like, this is what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah, the show does a good job of getting you invested in Marco's feelings for Jackie and Jackie herself, and then their interactions this episode are very good. I think,
like, they're cute.
Yeah, potentially the only flaw of this episode, in an episode that's otherwise completely flawless, is maybe it's too much Jackie being like the perfect girl for a guy type thing. Maybe it's too much from Marco's perspective. Mostly it's just from Star's perspective, but, you know, maybe that whole date, like, I don't know why a lot of the stuff with Jackie was written specifically to be her being like, showing her why she's like Marco's ideal girl. And that's getting into some sexism stuff, but it's purposely done that way for a purpose. Like, even though I think it might be a flaw, like, it is purposeful to, establish, this Marco Jackie side of the thing and Marco's feelings. That being said, I think she mostly comes across as a real person.
No, I mean, I think she does. I think they're doing really well balancing this, like, I'm not like other girls, without being like, I'm not like other girls. Like, they're doing really well. Like, seems like a real person. And I just really enjoyed the like skateboard plus dress.
Yeah,
Like
that
that
was
was
good. The best, yeah. I mean,
quality.
the whole scene of her saying, "That's what I love about you. You like, fail time and time again and always get back up." Like that kind of sucks. But then she's like, "It's like skateboarding." No, that's a good way of spinning that because it's like
Yeah.
relating to her hobby. So that I like. Just her saying that, like, I don't know necessarily why watching a guy having a crush on you for like years and watching him fail, like why that would be an appealing thing. I don't know if that's a real thing. But maybe differing perspectives. Like that's more of like an idealized girl type thing statement. But
Well, I think it might sort of have to do with like laughing at yourself, maybe. I don't know.
yeah,
It's a
they
little
also spinned
weird.
it like that too. That was good too. Cause I like when you laugh at
Right.
yourself.
Granted, like that's also part of it's like this show is just so ridiculous. Like that was the only way this was gonna like go forward because like the show is just that absurd. Like Marco's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
that's
It is a
Marco
little
too.
bit involving Marco's character. But yeah, other than that, I think literally no flaws this episode. But yeah, big Starco. In conclusion, let's get in conclusion. We're getting this out of the way now. This is a Starco episode. I know we're the two
Yes,
Starco shippers, but this is a Starco episode for sure.
Starco is real.
So let's lead with that, like, because this is all about Star's feelings. I think one of the great shots, many shots that Giancarlo and the storyboarders have in this episode is what I made the screen cap of this, which is when Jackie comes over to Marco's house and they're like staring at each other in their fancy clothes, and Marco's like looking sad in the background. Just a really well framed shot of establishing kind of like
Yes.
what this episode is about. Star, what do you think of this in terms of Star's arc, in terms of her feelings for Marco? We learn in the sleepover episode that she does have a crush on Marco, and here it kind of almost dominates her into her things on the screen. And okay? How about let's start with this? What's your read on her at the end? So they all get pulled down. They pull Star back up. Marco helps her get up, then helps Jackie, and she's sad about that. And then she comes over and saying, "I can't." And she's like, "Oh, you think she's gonna like confront Marco?" But she's like, "I can't believe Glassrick took my book." And she's like genuinely sad about that too. So like, my read on that is that even though Star is saying, "I can't believe not Glassrick, I can't believe Ludo took my book," that I think she's expressing her feelings about her sadness for Marco in the moment.
Oh, I think it's a mixture of both. Like I feel like this is a lot like I mean, Star's dealing with this interesting like dual like she really cares about Marco as a friend and then she also really cares about Marco as like,
Right.
in a
Yeah.
romantic way. And I think this more has to do with like and I think we're going to deal with this for a lot longer than one might think that this is more about Star like she's not quite come to terms with this, but it's definitely like she's like I really like Marco and this really sucks. But she like we had that moment where she was like, "Did I do that?" When like when they fell off the skateboard, and she felt awful about it, like she didn't mean to do it. And I think that's kind of dealing with this like I really care about Marco, but he really likes Jackie, but I know he's my friend. And I think that's kind of what it was like. She needed his comfort as a friend. I
Yeah,
think
there's
that's
that. There's that element too. Not even getting into like, like she's also probably feeling bad about losing Glossrick. That's
yeah.
also a big thing.
I think that's what it is. Like I think it's like we're doing both of these things, and I think it's really kind of mature what we're getting into. Like I think we're definitely like dealing with this on a higher level than most shows have dealt with it and will deal with it. Like it's definitely this like oh, I like him, but I'm not. It's not. We're not going to go the typical like stupid nonsense route where it's like I have to break them up or like all this stuff or like well once I tell him like he'll fall like whatever that not like it's just stupid. Like no, like we're not going to do that. Like that's not what the show's going to do. We're definitely dealing with this like on multiple levels, and I think here like this episode really is like that. I care about him. I really like him, but he likes Jackie, but like he's still my friend, and like she needed his comfort as like I don't it's like she's crying over both things, but like I think it's definitely like in that moment it's mainly like the book. And like I don't think she would have hugged him if it was like you don't like me. Like no, it's not like that. Like I think it's definitely like
well, yeah,
there's a lot happening at once. Like Star's dealing with a lot, and I feel like definitely coming back from after this mid-season finale, we're definitely going to be like dealing with more aftermath. Like she just like it's kind of like two big like we had this big revelation and then like and she's dealing with like the like ramifications of her liking Marco, but then like also all this crap like magic stuff's happening.
It's certainly such an interesting scene because the sequence of events and how they frame it, and the pause in that moment, I feel like is really purposeful and well done. And that,
like, yeah, we're shifting. Like, it's both things at once.
right. So yeah. So like they have the Ludo thing happen, and then Marco saves Star. All of them save Star, and
I was really anticipating Star saying, not just I lost the book, I've lost everything. Like, I was actually,
that's interesting. Yeah,
I do that a lot. Like, I'll be like, this is what they're gonna say, because I'm really good at like being like, oh, like it's really easy to tell too, like what's gonna happen. But here, like, that's not what she said. But I think that was kind of the feeling of like the hug, and like, you know, she kind of has like, you know, she had all these things. Like, you know, I'm just glad she didn't lose her wand, because that would have been like awful. But like on top of everything, but like, so she I don't think she's necessarily felt like she's lost Marco, but she definitely like there's a sense of loss there. Like, and you know, like missed chances kind of, but like, so there's that, and then like the book in Glossaric, and like the fact that like Ludo has the book. So I think there's like that's kind of like that's what this moment is, like this loss of like everything, and I think that's why that scene feels a lot deeper.
Yeah, so
like this collective sense of
there's
loss.
a lot of things happening, so, right? So it's they pull it back, then we have the hug thing, then it's Marco goes to help him up, and then there's like a pause, and then Star comes like, I can't believe, and you like see Star get sad, and then she's like, I can't believe that they lost the book. I think it's certainly not a purpose, you know, it's not an there's no intentional conscious things by Star about like thinking about Marco romantically first in that instance, obviously, but there's like a lot happening with the Ludo in the book, like we talked about, the romantic feelings and what?
She had a big day. Like, it was a long day.
Yeah, I agree. And the romantic feelings. And then also, I think getting into like the feelings for Marco as a friend type thing is really interesting too, because it's like normally Marco would help Star up and focus on her just right. As the person that cares about, probably cares about her most, like in the world. Yeah. And just seeing him go over immediately to Jackie is even regardless of her romantic feelings, but that also compounds it, is also something that is definitely and I think that's probably the primary thing weighing on her at that moment, is like just this person who really cares about me isn't, you know, gonna focus on me that much at this instant. Yeah, that's like a big thing.
Also
that's
just
a big
the fact that like
dynamic.
Marco wasn't there like when this happened, and we've had that before. Like, we've had fights without Marco, but like this is definitely like, we're definitely hitting like a shift in the show. Like this, you know, like, you know, she had to call him, and like the only reason, like, obviously the calling wasn't like, she wasn't calling him for that, but like if he hadn't seen the phone calls and the blood moon thing, like he wouldn't have come, and like Star would probably be gone. So it's kind of like that, almost like, you know, maybe she can't like, I think that's probably the next thing we're gonna deal with, is like maybe she can't always count on Marco.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if that's gonna be a problem, like, is that something Star needs to deal with? Yeah, like
we're kind of going like this Kim Possible like route, which in like Stitch in Time, where it was like Ron and Kim get separated and like they can't like be a team anymore. So I feel like that might happen here.
A more age appropriate reference than the bones, but yeah.
I'm gonna get asks about the bones.
Yeah, sure you will. Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of with the Star and Marco's friendship, which is the primary thing. Yeah, it's all about the Star dealing with the romantic feelings, but that's also secondary to Star's just a deep friendship with Marco. So that's a lot happening.
There's a lot of elements here, and I feel like we're dealing with them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried we're now going to go back to the stupid episodes, but I mean, we will, because that's what the show is. But, just contrast this episode with that, with the donut shop or the pizza shop episode, with, the Marco Jana adventures of the Ponyhead Marco
Ponyhead.
This show is the largest disparity in critical quality on TV, like by a lot. But, also just in theme, like in quality, in themes, in, it's just a lot. So I wish the show would focus more, but episodes like this, I don't care if we get episodes. If I don't care about the down stuff if we get good stuff like this, really.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Marco and Jan a little bit more. So, what do we think of this scene of Marco and Jana coming over, and then them both in their dance clothes, and everyone freaking out about that, starting to take the picture?
Do you mean Marco and
Jackie? Yeah.
Jackie. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, why are they both J names? I mean,
well, Janet is a lot in this episode, so it was like,
we can talk about Janet too. Typically in books, like people don't have names of the same first letter on purpose, but yeah, I think that might have been it. Anyway, yeah, that whole scene, the weird music. What do you think of Jackie's dress? What do you think of Jackie? What do you think of Jackie relating to Marco in this whole scenes? It seems like Jackie's like aware that Marco likes him, which I guess from the sleepover episode. And it seems like she's like, I should have asked you on the date, all of this. Take on Jackie's perspective. How about that?
Well, I think it's, I don't think it's necessarily, it's a little jarring, I think. A little. Just a little. Because, like, granted, we've also only seen this from Marco's perspective, and it definitely was this kind of, like, you know, the typical, like, oh, they'll never like me, blah, 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 blah. But then, like, in fact, like, Jackie also likes Marco. So I think it was like a good way we kind of saw it a little bit more from her perspective. Like, she does like him, and I think it was more of like it's waiting for Marco to like get to that point where like he wouldn't like explode. I don't know, like they're both really awkward, and they're like what? They're like 14.
Yeah, they're 14. I think Jackie liking Marco back are like, I don't know if it's like active feelings, but it's more of just like, yeah, you're cool too. I think it's kind of an interesting take on this type of thing. It's like, we've seen it from Marco's perspective so much, the awkwardness that we would never be capable of knowing if she felt this way back.
Yeah, and this is much more like natural, like, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, this is how it works in real life. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we both like each other. That's cool. Like, and it's not like this stupid, like, forced, like, awkward stuff. Like, I don't know. I thought it, like, all of it, I think, was like handled pretty well. Yeah. It's just a little weird. It's just the main issue is like leading up to this like episode is just like the show doesn't make a lot of like we haven't really been like linear with Jackie, and like because we kind of went from like oh Jackie's that girl Marco likes to like Jackie's actually kind of a character, and like it happened pretty quickly, and there was kind of like weird.
Yeah, this is the most we've seen of her, so we wouldn't be able to know before that, right. But. Yeah, I think Jackie comes across well in this episode.
No, I think she's fine. Like, yeah. I mean, she's a good character. Like, she's like seems like a good person.
Yeah, I mean, she's shallow, but yeah, as a character.
Well, like character, like description wise, and like her characterization is very shallow.
Yeah.
But I mean, she went and like was gonna help Jana, and like she seems okay. We'll just have to see more of her. Which I mean, I'm kind of excited to see more of her. Like, it's nice to have more characters.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Bon framing device. We like open up on this flashback with him and the trick candles. This Bon will come back just like his candles type thing. And then like the payoff just happening like super fast at the end with him getting sucked into the portal after he like actually comes back. I thought all of this was incredibly handled.
I thought it was really good. Like, this is like the typical like the show is ridiculous, but it was like interesting. Handled well, and then it was like hilarious. So,
what do you think of this in terms of the show's mythology? Because Bon coming back would have nothing to do with like Muni existing.
I know.
So is our ghost just real now? Is that what this is?
I guess so.
Like, I know that was a throwaway, but yeah, like it was.
I guess so. I don't know. Like we've had weird stuff. Like we've had like weird zombie nonsense.
Oh yeah, I guess we've had a lot.
Well, and there's like we know there's like different dimensions. Like I'm still not 100% on how like what's his name. Why did I forget his name? Demon Boy.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't, Tom, yeah.
Tom. So,
you don't need to remember Tom's name. He's not important.
But, like, is Tom from another dimension, or is Tom, like...
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You're right. You're right. This is a dumb objection. There's a lot that doesn't make any sense, so...
Well, I just know, like, I think, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if there were ghosts. Like, I'd be like, this is fine. Yeah. And also, like, we also have this interesting framing of, like, different dimensions, so it's like, who knows?
I thought the Bon stuff was all really good, and
it was really funny. And then, like, it really was kind of like, obviously, I hate Ludo, but I really liked that. Like, he's the clown. Like, I thought, like, all of that, like, it was handled really well.
Ludo is the clown. I don't know why Ludo is dressed as the clown. Why does he know that? I guess he was spying on them, and then he knows that this is what they're doing. But yeah, but that was good. It was good framing. In a moment full of like really wonderful storyboarding moment type things, one of my favorites was like Ludo being afraid of the trick candles after we'd like seen them go in and out a bunch of times earlier than that. I thought that was really well handled. There's a lot of stuff like that in this episode, and it's all really great. Yeah, just the Bon stuff really, really good. I mean, it's a stupid framing device, but like, it's really good. I like that this is like Star and Jana's bonding experiences over a dead clown seance. It's good.
It's really funny, and it's just like so typical.
And that flashback in the beginning is really good too. Which clown? Like all that stuff, yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's good. Let's talk Jana.
Also, then like when the clown died, like it like hit the horn. Like that was just it's quality.
Yeah, quality. Let's talk Jana. So Jana, main character.
Jana's everywhere.
Jana in on the action scenes fighting the rats. I guess it's
up
good.
in the tree.
Yeah. So thoughts on Jana in this episode?
She's good, funny. Like smells butt. Like okay, Jana.
Yeah, that was
She's
good.
such a weirdo. I really enjoyed the scene where they're like in the bathroom with Marco.
Yeah,
that's probably like one of my favorite scenes in like the whole show. Like this is just so funny. Poor Marco. And like he's doing like he has his like whole process and they're just like we need all your stuff.
Yeah, it was good. And Marco's one wipe, two wipe, like rhyme with the deodorants I thought was very relatable. I feel you, Marco. So everyone seems to be concerned with whether Jana likes Marco. Do you care about that?
Well, my thing is like I don't think Jana cares. Like it's like I think it's pretty obvious that Jana's are like it's like, okay. Like I mean, I have like you have those friends that like you're like maybe like.
You think that's how Jana is? Like maybe, yeah.
Well, it's like you have those friends and you're like if we were different people, perhaps, or it's kind of like they're all like you just make comments like I don't know. Like I don't know. I've had friends like that. Like I just.
Jana, I just don't really care if Jana likes Marco or not.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't matter if Jana likes Marco or not, like, because Jana doesn't care.
I don't think Jana cares, yeah.
No, Jana doesn't care.
I don't think Jana's, like, harboring this deep crush.
No, Jana's just Jana. Like, she's just that person who makes comments. Like I have friends, like, you know, you just have that person in the background who has to say something every time something comes up. That's Jana. Like, that's just who she is. It doesn't matter. Jana doesn't care.
Jana's role in the show now?
She's just, like, hilarious. Also main character.
Yeah, just now main
character. I think we're going to see a lot more of her now that we kind of have this, like, separation. Because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Marco and Jackie, not necessarily separate, but, like, we're going to see a lot of Star and Jana without Marco. So I think that's kind of where we're going. And I think it'll be really interesting to have this, like, girl time and see what happens.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, we did one major episode with that. This is another big episode for the two of them. Star, Jackie, Jana, Marco, Love Square? Yes or no?
No,
I agree. The fandom wants this to be a thing, but I don't know about that.
No, that's just like the most.
It's too much.
Like love squares are fine, but I'm just like
leave Jen out of this. Like,
yeah,
unless this,
be.
The only way this would be great is if this was a square with Jana liking both Marco and Star.
Yes,
then that would be really fun.
That'd be quality.
Yeah, no, I don't. Jana can just be Jana. Yeah. What else we got here? So thoughts on Glosseric in this episode?
I just feel bad for Glosseric, shockingly.
I don't feel bad.
I don't know. I thought it was like really like Glosseric, like the whole scene where it was like, "Hey Star, do you need this spell?" And, like she's like not paying attention to him. He's like, "So I can just do whatever I want," and then he just like needs the fire. I'm like, "You can make a fire. Why did you have to burn a page in this spell book that's been around since like forever?"
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't get that scene first viewing. I got it second viewing.
It was
I thought he was like, did he want to like use the spell? But no, he just like wanted to burn it. He's like, is this spell useful? No, I just want to burn it to make a fire because I'm cold. Yeah.
Like it took a minute. Like I was like it took half of the scene for me to figure out what the heck was going on.
But yeah, that was good. The nose debates about the maggots.
That was pretty funny.
That was really well. That was another good storyboarding moment. That was really well placed in the background. Like that's the only dialogue in that like minute or 2 minutes, but it's the focus is Star and her feelings. Like even though that's with the dialogue that's being said, that was really good.
It was just quality.
Yeah, Glosseric. And it seems at the end, like why does Glosseric have to follow Ludo's orders? Because he controls the book.
I don't know, like, and also, like, we have this idea of Glosseric, like, being separate, because he, like, talks back to Star's mom, so, like, I feel like he maybe, like, just be, like, acting, kind of, I don't know, we'll have to see more, because, like, we know he's, like, is independent, and he's not actually bound to the book, like, he can go other places. Like he went
the only thing that is been super established is that he is like in the service of the queens. Like that's like you're right. He can. Like,
well, and the book is like he's bound to the book in that the book, like Star said, is like it's not just a spell book; it's her family history. Mm-hmm. Like this is like this book belongs to Star's family. Like this isn't just a spell book. So I think that's like he's like that's what he's in service of. So we'll just have to see what's going on.
We'll have to see. Thoughts on Ludo's role? Yeah, he took so this is the payoff for the Ludo wants the book. Yeah, I don't really care that Ludo has the book.
No, like we'll just have to see what happens. Like I'm imagining a lot of like Ludo being like It'll be kind of like how it's kind of like a parallel to Star, like not learning, and then like also Glossaric being super obnoxious.
If you're gonna keep going with the direction of Ludo at this point that he's gone before, I guess the plot line you do now is Ludo tries to like do spells from the book and learns that he's still incompetent, even though he's like the directions in front of him.
Yeah.
Or is Ludo going to be a serious threat now, or is he just like even with the book he can't?
Well, I'm sure it's also going to be part of this. Like I think it has to do with whether you have magic or not. I don't think Ludo has magic because like Star just can't. It's not just because she has the wand. Like Star is descended from this very long line of like.
Yeah, that's
magical
interesting.
Queens. So
I don't know how much the show's gotten into that distinction, but yeah.
No, I don't think they probably haven't. Well, they haven't, but like I think also like how much magic do monsters have? Like this kind of like what's going on here, and like I mean the only reason he's doing this is because he has a wand. So we'll just have to see like can he actually do magic? Is it just like residual magic? Also, the star's wand is still not whole, and
yeah, that didn't even seem to have any effect. But
no. It was also we kind of covered that like in Star, like we had that episode, so like that's fine. But like it's gonna come back up.
It should come back up again. Because Star's wand seemed like he was able to do a lot this episode. I mean, the fight scene. I thought all of Star's spells in this episode were distinctive and interesting.
Yes.
So she like
Starfish Tsunami.
Starfish, that was the highlight, I think. And Luda's like, this doesn't look good. She's like the rainbow punch. Yes. She's like the sticky, like she sticks the. Starfish. Yes, whichever the animal that was, probably the bird because it was flying, and then I feel like there's one more, but yeah, all of them actually like usually Star's spells to me are just like nonsense, but these are like really interesting. I don't know, definitely a lot of care went into this.
Well, I think a lot of it also has to do with like we had the episode where we went into the wand. So now we actually like kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, now we're like paying attention to.
There's a lot more context.
Not that any of them were relevant to that episode, but yeah. One thing I really appreciated was that Star was going to beat Ludo on her own.
Yes.
If not for this change of emotions thing that we talked about. So she's about to portal him, and then it reverses on her because of jealousy, I guess.
Yeah, like she would have, like she was gonna win
because Ludo's incompetent still. Like. Even Marco's not even there. Jen is just stuck fighting the spiders, and Ludo has two extra people helping him. And Star was still going, and Star was still easily going to win that.
Yeah. Well, so there's one part of the fight scene where she's just like smiling and like beating everything up.
Yeah, she's like enjoying it too. Yeah. It's like the catharsis for these, like distraction from her emotions. That does seem a little unfair with Ludo taking it. I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it from like a critic perspective. Like emotionally, I don't like it, which I think is the point. Like, I think it's like, oh, like this is a bad thing that resulted from Star's emotions right now.
Right.
The thing is, like, it does seem unfair to me.
I mean, it is unfair, but it's also not like awful because it's not like, I don't feel like it's Star's fault. Like this just happened. Which I think, like, in the case if this felt more like it was Star's fault, that'd be irritating. But no, I don't, like, it just happened. Ludo got the book. We hate Ludo anyway. Like, it sucks. I don't think it's really going to pay off for Ludo in the end, though. And I don't think he'll have the book very long.
I guess, yeah.
I think we're also heading towards, like, I think this might be a moment where Star's like, I have to go talk to my mom. I think we're heading back to Muni.
Yeah, that would be good. That might be, because I lost the book. We go, that might be the next episode. That'd be good, because we're also doing the mom plotline a lot. I don't think we mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned this, Marco and Jackie literally kiss in this episode.
Yes.
Thoughts?
It was cute. It was really obvious that it was going to happen.
Jackie seemed into it.
Yes.
She had the shiny animation eyes happening, so.
Yes, like they were happy. It's good. They're cute. I'm happy for them.
Are you shipping it?
I don't like care, like, because I know ultimately that they're not in game. Like, I know how this is going to play out, but
I've noticed that a lot of my sympathy for Marco, because I do genuinely like Marco. I think it's a lot of in the context of Star, because on his date with Jackie, I didn't care quite as much about him as normal.
I mean, I care about Marco. I want Marco to be happy, but like, I also know like this is just like
he's a lot less interesting to me, not away from Star, I think.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, Marco doesn't stand really well on his own.
Yeah, I think so.
And, like, granted, that might start changing. Like, if we're going to start having him on his own a little bit more, that might start. I mean, Marco's interesting. Like, he has some interesting things going on for him. Like, you know, he knows karate, like, all this stuff. But, like, you know, I mean, that's interesting in that, like...
I always forget about the karate boy, yeah.
But, like, it's interesting, exactly. But, like, it's interesting in that, like, he's not just the bumbling psychic. Like, Marco can do things on his own. he just like they also just they don't have Marco doing interesting things. That's part of it too. Like if we had Marco like doing different things, that'd be fine. We'll just have to see. Like I think we're heading.
I think Marco's characterization has been inherently built up with Star, so separating him is losing a lot of that build up. So it's
the thing is also like what's interesting about this show is everything with Star because we have these different dimensions. Like Marco can't do any of that stuff on his own because like he doesn't have scissors and like
he could just have the scissors.
He could get scissors. Like that's not hard. But
do you
like,
need to be magic to use the magic scissors?
I don't think so. But
I don't think so either. Yeah.
I don't like. We don't know how this works. We also know magic, and that's the other thing. Magic's being drained from the universe. I wonder how that's impacting Star's magic and like what happened.
Yeah. We mentioned the blood moon, the symbol of the Starco. Do you have a plot explanation for that?
Yes. So like in Blood Moon Ball, like the moon turns red. Yep, blood moon. Okay, we got that. That's cool. What we see in this episode is this waning moon. Like this was like I think this is very symbolic. Plot. I think the plot explanation is that was the signal to Marco. And I don't think it was necessarily just a warning about like Star's in danger. I think it was also more like we're in literal danger because of this whole like Marco's kind of distracted by Jackie and these like feelings he has for Jackie when I think the blood moon has he's going to have a lot of power over them. Like based like what was it in the episode? It was like
I don't remember.
Tom, like the whole reason was like if they kiss or what I don't remember. Like they're like bound forever or what some nonsense, right?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so, they're like bound forever. Yeah,
like there's a thing like that happened, and so like
so maybe literally the moon flashing is Marco's like internal like visualization that Star's in trouble. Like maybe he has like.
Well, I don't think it's just in her. She's in trouble. Like the moon was waning. I think it's because of this. Like he has feelings for Jackie and like, but he also has feelings for Star, and like this waning thing is like. I don't necessarily think it means like literal danger for like both of them.
So do you think it was a connection or do you think it was a representation of Marco's internal struggle?
I mean, it could have been both.
Yeah. But that's kind of interesting if they have a literal like physical connection with that blood moon magic.
I think they do. Like I do think this magic's going to come up again. Like one, this is a very obvious like signal that we haven't had in a long time. And the waning moon, that symbolism that we had going, like that's like I think this is gonna be really important. Like going forward, like this kind of connection. Like I don't necessarily think it's gonna be anything like super like physical. Like like because sometimes you have episodes and like people are like, oh, like we get bound. And it's like physical pain. I don't think that's where we're going. But like there's definitely this connection, and we're gonna keep talking about it. Like it's gonna keep coming up.
Starco is destiny because they have a magical blood moon connection.
Yes.
Yeah. In conclusion,
like blood moon telepathy.
Yeah. One of the other Star spells I missed was the like an ice seesaw, which he like bounces one of the.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I saw this because Giancarlo reblogged the animatic of this fight scene by storyboard artist Lee Tang. Who did a wonderful job on this, and the animatic's pretty cool. I'm seeing that now in Giancarlo Volpe's Tumblr. Also like this whole fight scene's just so incredible, and she like. I want to say, even though I don't call it a teeter tatter, I kind of want to use it as a verb like that. She teeter tatters the spider, and it like lands in the Doctor Who Weeping Angel, like who looks really sad, and then the spider like looks really sad back at it. It's a really great moment. That animation quality. Yeah. Let's get to, we can do Steve's feedback, actually pre-read it, so I know which part I want to read. Frequent commenter Steve. I'm more convinced than ever that Toffee is talking to Ludo through the wands. Ludo is not smart enough to come up with a elaborate plan like Danny had in this episode. He might be more serious, and treating doesn't mean he is smarter. Ludo's more serious this season. He seems somewhat more capable, but is he smart enough to come up with this plan?
Well, this wasn't really like a plan.
It wasn't that intricate, right?
I feel like this was just like, honestly, I think what happened was Ludo showed up and then realized this was happening, and Ludo was like, wait a minute. If I wait 5 minutes, like the thing also, like there wasn't a plan. Like Ludo does what he always does. He shows up with monsters and he attacks. The reason this seems like a plan is because he didn't do it immediately. He was
dressed as Bon. Yeah,
like I don't think this was that elaborate. Like
it wasn't that elaborate. I still don't know if Ludo could have done it on his own. Like I know it wasn't that elaborate. Well,
I feel like he just like. I mean, it's not. I don't think they were like waiting in the graveyard all day. Granted, the thing is, like, we also don't know. Like, he could have had someone spying on Star. Like, he could have had one of the rats spying. Like, that wouldn't have been hard.
Yeah.
But I think like he just like we've had this before. Like he has like when oh my god, what's his name? Frogman. What is his name?
Yeah, whatever.
Bullfrog.
Yeah, Bullfrog guy. Yeah.
And he would just have him like spying, and then Ludo would show up. That's all that happened. Like he just happened to. The only thing that makes this interesting is he like showed up, and it like kind of went along with the episode. This wasn't really a plan. Like he didn't do anything. There wasn't any moment where Ludo was like he didn't like release a trap or anything.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But I think Toffee, we had this thing at one, I don't remember the specifics. There's been a lot of episodes of, there's like the wand is talking to Ludo at some point. I think that actually happened.
Yes.
The episode like
Ludo
below the
thought it was
corn
talking
maze.
to him.
Yeah. So I think it is very possible Toffee is been leading Ludo this whole time. I think it's possible. I don't know why Ludo would be, like, I don't think Ludo would know it was Toffee because Ludo wouldn't listen to Toffee.
Know. Well, that's the thing. Like, so, like, I do think this is a possibility. I don't think this is what's happening. I definitely agree that Ludo's an idiot and like incapable of everything. But
he's been a little bit focused, considering it's been Ludo.
Granted, he was like that before. Like, he was just always about the wand. It was just he just never could get the wand.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes this, he actually got the book. That's it. And he got it on accident.
Like, he did get it on accident.
Like,
yeah.
He didn't Ludo didn't do anything. So I think this is like I could see Toffee I don't think he is. I mean Toffee definitely would use Ludo, and then it would be like I can see a scene where like Ludo finds out that Toffee has been leading him on this whole time, and like Toffee's just like LOL and like drop kicks him or something, like punts him away.
Yeah.
Does whatever, and like Ludo's like ah.
I think we're going in the direction of Toffee being in charge of everything.
Well, Toffee's definitely in charge of everything. I don't necessarily think he's talking to Ludo.
Yeah, well, regardless of the mechanism,
Yeah, I definitely think Ludo is like. I mean, Ludo is
Toffee's pulling the strings somehow.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Ludo is definitely like unknowingly doing Toffee's work.
Here's a random thought I have. So if we go at this at the end of the season, Ludo appears. I've been controlling you the whole time. Toffee gets mad at him, attacks him. Could the show go in the direction of Toffee just killing Ludo? It's like, I'm disposing of you at this point. We're done.
Well,
is Ludo that inherent to the show that he needs to be there in season?
No,
3?
I mean Ludo could die, but like, I mean Ludo's not. We don't need Ludo. That's the thing. We also haven't seen Ludo in a bit, so I'm wondering if like we are going to face him out, or if we're just going to do something different with him. Like I mean, I think I did say, and I do think I stand by this prediction that Ludo will turn good because he hates Toffee that much.
Yeah, they could do that too.
He would be super annoying, and like Star would be like, "Please go away." But I think I think these are the two options. Like Ludo turns good, or Ludo's just gone. I don't necessarily think he's gonna die, but like.
Yeah, something's gonna happen with Ludo when Toffee comes out at the end. I think.
No, definitely. Like Toffee definitely is not gonna have any use for Ludo because Ludo's literally useless.
At the point where he's done doing Toffee's work for him. Yeah. I think that I still think the show would be better off without Ludo.
I mean, I think so too.
That would be a very shocking, defining moment for the show if Toffee literally just kills Ludo.
Killed Ludo, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say, but I know what I was gonna say. By the way, I want to defend my hatred of Ludo in this episode. When Star is like sucking Ludo in the portal, Ludo's like, "Save me! I do it for you!" And then later he's like blasting Star's fingers trying to get her in.
No, he's literally the worst.
The show is not attempting to make Ludo sympathetic. Like I definitely hate Ludo. So
no, he's the worst.
And I defend myself by that scene makes me hate Ludo. So there you go.
Also, like he's annoying and like he's like Peter Pettigrew. Like there's like no redeeming quality. None.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of villain Ludo is. Like he's just this sniveling, useless, like.
That's a good comparison. He's very much the rat type villain, yeah.
And that's what he is. Like he's just Peter Pettigrew.
I mean, I guess he's a bird, not a rat, but he's in charge of
like
rats,
he has he sucks. Like he can't do anything. And then like he's not even threatening. And then he's just a punk.
That's the problem. Not that this is like a valid like moral viewpoint, but villains who are like awesome and like powerful are more inherently sympathetic than villains who are like stupid but like somehow find a way to be evil and hurt people anyway. Like for some reason that makes I think that makes us hate them more than.
Well, the thing is like with Ludo, like let's take I made the Kim Possible reference. Like Dr. Draken, he sucks. He can't do anything. But like Dr. Draken, like he isn't that evil. Like he just makes things and like wants to take over the world, and then he just like messes it all up and it's fine. The problem with Ludo is that Ludo sucks doesn't, and then he succeeds occasionally, and that's why it's irritating.
Yeah, like Ludo,
and it's never like on his own merit. Like he doesn't succeed because he like something else happens, and that's why he succeeds, and that's what's really irritating about it.
Ludo to Toffee is a good is the Harry Potter one was good. It's Peter Pettigrew to Voldemort, and it's just like even though Voldemort's way more evil, you know,
mean Voldemort's like literally
evil.
Hitler.
He's still he's a better character. Like it's just he's not a better character. He's a more sympathetic character. Like even though he's pure evil, he's just not sympathetic, but you know, you just like he's more interesting. So
well, you're like, oh, you're actually a villain.
Yeah, Ludo's in that like the conniving territory, or I don't know. That's a good.
Ludo's just annoying. Like
he's
it's
just annoying,
like go away.
Anyway, the people are annoyed at us hating on Ludo. Let's one more thing from Steve's email. Great mid-season finale. I put this right up there with Day of Black Sun and Mirror Gem Ocean Gem as a great mid-season finale. I think those are good, iconic recent animation mid-season finales. I think this is in the territory of those two episodes. Like these are three of kind of these very extremely well executed recent animation mid seasons that I'd say. I mean, obviously, Day of Black Sun's on its own level, but
that's my thing. I was like,
I think this is as good as Mirror Gem Ocean Gem, and those two are great episodes.
Wait, it's good as what?
Steven Universe, the Lapis season 1 mid-season finale, Mirror Gem Ocean Gem, like the first time we see Lapis.
Yeah, I do think these are on the same level. I don't think this is on the same level as Day of Black Sun, but
yeah.
This is definitely like, I mean, it delivers emotionally. It's pretty. Like this is definitely like a solid mid-season finale. Like, this is a great mid-season finale.
Yeah, I want a week or two to ponder this, but I think this might be the best episode of Star.
Well, perhaps yes. I do think it's definitely better than Blood Moon Ball. Like I think
see, that's my number one, so that would be the harder one. I think this is better than
this is better than
Mr. Candle. By the way, Day of Black Sun Part 1 directed by Giancarlo, so there's the same director on half of that, so that's good. Yeah, that's what I got, Delaney. What didn't we talk about?
I feel like we've covered
I hope so. The Starco.
Starco is real.
It's real. It'll happen. Okay, let's check in. Marco and Star kiss by the end of the season, yes or no?
No.
Yes.
No.
It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening.
It's not happening.
It's happening. Jackie and Marco kissed here.
Well, yeah, Jackie and Marco kissed, but like the only reason I think that's going to keep us from this is like all this other stuff that's going on. Because we got bigger fish to fry right now. So I think that's why it's not going to happen.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be, you said the finale before, and I think it's true because it's going to be, Avatar Book 1 finale where all this action stuff happens, and then they come together at the end, and then there's the Katang hug, except it's a kiss for Star and Marco instead of the hug. It's the post-battle, romantic moment. I think that's what this is going to be.
Perhaps. I don't know. Like, I also see this where I think we're kind of heading toward this finale. Like, I don't know if things are going to get resolved the way we think they're going to get resolved. Because like this show keeps me on my toes, and because like this show does like whatever it wants. So I mean I'm not saying we're going to a blow up the world finale. I sound like Dylan talking about Beach City, but
yeah, you do. I think no, it's because Toffee's going to come out of the grass or the woodwork, whatever, and things are going to change. Yeah,
that's what I think. Like we're gonna. So I don't. That's why I don't think. Like I think we're in definitely a like turning point. And I think the finale might be this kind of like shift in like our universe.
I'm telling you, they're gonna kiss. Hashtag Starco kiss this season or hashtag no Starco kiss this season.
Yeah,
who's right? Let us know. It's happening. I'm telling you.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
The only thing that makes me skeptical is that even though this is a mid-season finale, this is episode 14 of a 22 episode season. So there's only 8 episodes.
That's why I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like
there's not that much time. Yeah, and if they crap around with the comedic episodes, then there might not be enough time to get there. I think it'd be I think this would be a good narrative point to put it. You could also put it in the season 3. But
even if the next 8 episodes were all narrative and we didn't have, as you said, like a dumb episode.
I'm not saying they need to be dating at the end of the season.
No, I know, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh man,
we don't have time. We have to get through.
You're doubting
all
the
magical stuff.
How are you doubting the Blood Moon connection? It is the inherent Starco. It is the Starco.
You literally didn't even know about it until I brought it up.
I forgot.
But that's fine.
Look, you're doubting them. You're doubting them.
But I just
hashtag Starco kiss.
Hashtag Delaney's right.
No, that's not. It's the no. Okay, you could hashtag Starco this season or hashtag Delaney's right. There you go.
There you go.
So this was billed as the winter finale. This was marketed as that. In TV parlance, that means that there will not be another episode this calendar year.
Yes.
Even though it says winter finale, it could be back in January because that's kind of spring season.
Yeah.
But it's possible they mean March, would be the next episode. But at the very least, no new episode for at least 5 more weeks or 6 more weeks. So that's very sad. But yeah, we'll see when it comes back. I've heard no word on specific dates, but Disney actually does plan things out in advance, unlike the other 2 animation networks. So, we'll actually know probably a few weeks before it happens when it's coming back. I'd like to at some point in our, cause these shows are going to start, all of our shows are going to be off the air after the first week of December. I'd like to do not that we need to do star roundtables every week, but I'd like to do a mid-season check-in. We can bring back in Justin and Michelle and we can have thoughts on the season so far, and have a shipping debate too, cause they're the anti-Starco. So I want to get into this. So that's we look forward to that at some point within the next few weeks, or this podcast. Okay. Yeah, check us out, overlyanimated.com. Let us know what you thought of this. All of our thoughts on this episode, YouTube comments.
Hashtag Delaney's right.
Okay, we can leave the hashtag. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you're listening there. Check us comments on overlyanimated.com or Tumblr Asks. All of that is a great way to get in touch with us and leave your feedback on this discussion. Consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons: Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Devon, Jay, John, Finish, and Victorian Catron, aka Fever, Mitch, Gunner, C, Big Strange, Nathan, Philly, and Buzz, like your mailman. Red Rose, Johnny Varo, Brian, Cookcat, Needle, Diamond Day, Jewel, Garfield, Fusion, Skylark, Patron, Catron. One last thing I guess I wanted to say is someone sent an ask saying, ignoring Steven Universe, what of the shows you cover is the best one?
Interesting. Okay.
And I don't think that there's a clear answer to that because the choices are, Star, Ruby, New Powerpuff Girls, I don't know what else do we cover, but there's a lot of shows we cover that are off the air right now.
I actually think I have an answer, at least for me, that I think. Ignoring Steven Universe, because I think...
and Miraculous Ladybug, that's the
yeah, I was about to say Ladybug, but, that's my answer. But, for me, again, I do think the best show we cover is Steven Universe.
Yes, that's clearly true. But ignoring those, of the 5 that are currently airing, Ladybug, Star, Powerpuff Girls, and I don't know, Star.
I think...
And Ruby, yeah.
I think it's actually the show. I think it's Star vs. Forces.
Yeah, that was my answer. It's Star. Star is the second best show we cover.
It's Star, and, I think it's animation quality, it's just there. Animation quality wise, I think it's just as good as Steven Universe.
You could argue the show is better production than Steven Universe.
I think perhaps I think it's kind of like
this episode specifically, I would say is the best animated episode of the year of TV.
Yeah, I would agree. Ruby is just no.
Ruby's good, but it's just slightly below this level.
Just what you want out of a show and what we want out of our current animation. Star kind of delivers on most fronts.
Yeah.
And of course our social spin. Star doesn't quite deliver on some fronts there, but
compared to Ruby, it's 10 times more progressive.
Compared to Ruby, Star has everything.
Yeah. I think Ladybug's in this tier of quality. I think it's less, it has not hit these highs. It's not as consistent. Well, I don't think Star's consistent at all, but I don't think Ladybug has had an episode that is as good as this episode. Not even close.
Even Origins, Origin is nowhere near this level. And we just Ladybug could be there, but it's not.
Yeah. The show that I'd put second to as the non-SU, shows that we cover second to Star, I would put New Powerpuff Girls, which I think is more consistent than Star.
Definitely.
I think New Powerpuff Girls is consistently high quality. Star is not, but again, it doesn't hit the highs that the show hits.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls is great. And it's wonderful. It's just
it's also in its first season.
It's also in its first season.
Yeah.
Also, it is a new show, but we're also dealing with I'm not ranking it less just because it's not
because it's established characters,
but it's established
property.
Characters.
Yeah,
and they're doing really unique, different things with them. I love these Powerpuff Girls more than the old Powerpuff Girls, and someone out there is about to burn me in effigy. But I do think that's true. But Star is original characters, and they're amazing. So I think I actually think it's pretty. That was an easy question, actually. I think Star is definitely the best show we cover outside of Steven Universe.
Yeah, it took me a while to get there, but like, I think Star is a genuinely high quality
Like, if you
show
had
on
asked
TV.
me a year ago, I would have been like, I don't know. But like, I don't think I could have answered this question. Like,
I'm starting to think about my top 25 episodes of TV of the year article that I do every year, and I think that this episode and Mr. Candle will be in the top 25. So that's 2 episodes of Star. That's great. 2 episodes in the top 25 episodes I've seen this year.
that's a lot of episodes, y'all.
That's a lot. This show is very good. I mean, again, I'm incredibly frustrated that it's very inconsistent, but I also don't. It's also the type of show where I don't really care that much if it's inconsistent.
Well, like, I also I had a friend's little brother text me recently, and he was like, "What's that show with the girl with the devil headband?" And I was like, "That's Star." And like maybe even 6 months ago, I would have been like, I covered on the podcast. It's okay. Like, I like it. It's fine. But no, I was like, you need to watch this. So like that. I mean, that's how much like this show is great. And I definitely this question had been asked 6 months ago. I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a separate podcast, but is Star must-watch animation right now? We're the animation podcast. Is Ruby must-watch animation? No.
No.
Is Ladybug must-watch animation? I mean, I would say it's super fun. Like,
it could be,
but no.
Like, if you like superheroes, yes.
Yeah. Is this show must-watch animation? Potentially, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
It might be, yeah.
We'll find out. Like, when I first started, like, when Dylan was like, hey, we're going to cover Star, I was like, okay, I've seen an episode or 2 of that. It's cute. I think it's fine. Yeah, I'll watch. And then I was like, now I'm like, I love this show. Like,
this season, I wasn't there for a while, but this season is better than season 1. And
no,
season
like,
1 was already good.
We're not even like, it took me to get to a certain point. Like, I mean, granted, I was watching season 1 and I was like, I really like this show. Like, I'm gonna keep watching it. Like, I got to that point in season 1 where I was like, even this show started getting terrible, I'd still watch it. Like, that's how invested I was. And now I'm like, we're not even like at that point. Like we're not. I mean, yeah, we're like over halfway in season 2, but like season 2 is just like it's like head shoulders over season 1, I think.
Yes. If you want to look at this as a broader perspective, I think Star is a clear top 5 American animated show right now. I mean, there's other shows we don't cover that are not airing. You have to consider Rick and Morty, Voltron. Right. Those would be ahead of this, and Steven Universe. Those would be the top 3. And then, you have to consider Adventure Time. And then, but this is right in the running with those.
I can't rank Adventure Time.
Yeah, you don't watch Adventure Time, but yeah, I think this could be number 4 or number 5 best American animated show right
maybe
now.
That'll be something maybe we will look into while we're kind of in our off season.
Yeah, because everything's gonna be off the air. So maybe we can do that ranking of American animation.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Good question.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Anon from a while ago. Did I already do the patrons? Yeah. So few upcoming podcasts. Oh yeah. So the last thing I would say, we might not have a podcast. We're going to try to get something, but there might be nothing until Ruby, and even Ruby might not even be new. And then Star's not new. So then there's nothing until that Steven Universe episode, but we'll have something. But
we'll figure
we're starting the off season here with shows. So.
I might be a little absent, y'all, because I'm in college and it's like the most right now. But
yeah, you're about to get into exams, right?
So. I'm about to I get back from Thanksgiving. It's like I think a week, dead week, and then finals. So
yeah, so
we'll
see. We'll throw things together. We have stuff to talk about. Anyway, thank you guys. Let us know your feedback on any of that. Do you agree Star top 5? Well, we can get into that later. But Star is a must-watch show. That's more pressing.
Let us know. Do you want to hear us talk about it?
I mean, I'm sure if the people who are
I listen to Star, like, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure the people who are listening to Star will be like, yes, but yeah. Also just Star. I guess the only thing I want to say, Star is in this territory of Ruby for me now, of like shows I genuinely really care a lot about and think about. Like, it's like, would I read a fanfic of this show? Like, Star is potentially yes, basically. Ruby's like potentially yes.
I mean, I have read fanfiction of Ruby. The reason I don't want to read fanfiction of Star is they're too young. No, I don't want to read y'all's fan. I'm sorry, I don't.
I'm read 20. Don't. Okay, well, I guess it's like 12-year-olds right now.
That's the thing. Like, the problem is like that's all the fanfiction is, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Let us know any of that feedback. And last thoughts, Delaney?
Star's great. This was a wonderful. I'm really sad that like we have to wait so long. Sometimes shows go off and I'm like, I can wait. I'm like, where's Star?
Yeah, sad. No more Star. I'm glad we had an extended discussion here in the meantime, though. So that's good. Extended Star podcast. Thanks, guys, for listening. Let us know if you made it this far in your feedback, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.